Run it, baby. Ricky Cheese, baby!
Hey guys, it's your boy Ricky Cheese with another episode of Grinding for Greatness. On today's episode, I've got Jabari Irons. Jabari and I will discuss the time he got shot in college, how he won the U.S. Beach Wrestling National Championships, making the U.S. Beach World Team and what that means to him, his Irons Elite Wrestling Club in Cape Coral, Florida, and how he uses gymnastics as a foundation for all of his youth wrestlers. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another great episode of Grinding for Greatness.
Well, so you've got an incredible story, man. You got a story that most people will be like, are you kidding me? I know that you were involved in a shooting, and you were something with you were sticking up for a friend or something. Tell us a little bit about that. What the hell happened?
Yeah, so the wrestlers always get like a bad rep from going out and having fun. I always say there's only two type of wrestlers. It's the nerd who's straight and narrow, and then there's like the unruly, obnoxious wrestler who knows he's good, so he carries himself as such. So I had heard about a party months before it even happened, and I made up my mind I'm not going, I'm not hanging out. I got goals to meet, and staying on campus maybe like the day before, a couple days before. My car radiator goes out and undrivable. So then on the same night as the party, one of my teammates has a birthday gathering. We go to his house, his music, we're just hanging out, just the wrestling team. Cool. It's time to go, but everybody's been asking me, are you going to the party? Are you going to the party? And I kept saying, no, I'm not going. And the only person who had a car to take us back to the dorms, we get in the car to go to the dorms, and I tell him, take me home, take me home, take me home. Keeps yelling, he keeps saying, no, we're just gonna check out the party. I say, no, take me home. Drives right past the dorms. I don't have a choice at that point. It's like 6 of us caught up in the car. Get to the party and still tell him, take me home. Just a couple more minutes. Finally get everybody corralled into the car. Driver says, I don't have my keys. Driver goes back in the house. Everybody gets out of the packed car. Incident occurs. Shots start flying. As I'm pushing people back, trying to not even prevent it from happening. That's when I got hit as well. But some things you can try to control, you just can't control them. So it's just something that happened, and I use it to the greatness of my ability. So
now, do you know what caused the gunshots to erupt? Was it like a fist fight? Like what happened?
No fist fight, just words. One of my teammates, some random people, and then the shot started flying. Just words.
And where did you get hit?
I got hit in my left hand and then right wrist. Then my friend got hit just one time in the chest.
In the chest?
Mm-hmm.
Did he survive?
No.
Oh my God! I'm sorry, I didn't know that. Wow! Holy cow! Yeah. He died on the scene, or he died a couple of days later on the scene. How old was he?
A couple years younger than me. So at the time I was like, I got this turned 22, so you was
senseless, man. Absolutely senseless. Now, was this in Florida or somewhere else?
In Georgia.
Georgia. Wow. Oh my God.
As a college student.
Okay. So now, where were you going to college at that time?
Bruton Parker College.
Bruton Parker. Okay. And so then eventually you make your way down here. I know you found your way out to Florida Gulf Coast University's team.
Sir.
All right. So you wound up graduating from there, right?
So after the incident, I was on campus at Bruton Parker for about 4 or 5 months. Like another 3 months, couldn't write, couldn't brush my teeth, couldn't do anything with my arms. Made it through class, passed all my finals, got a degree. I told myself from the day one that I stepped on that campus, I'm not leaving until I get a degree. I don't care what happens. I'm not leaving until I walk off of this campus with a college degree. And that's what I did. And when I got my college degree, I knew I would be going home to a full-time teaching job. And that's where I did it. I just finished my degree at Florida Gulf Coast University. Didn't really have a coach. Didn't have a coach. I had maybe 2 practice partners who were inconsistent. So ultimately, I was coaching myself, and then Nico Price needed help at that time training.
Yeah.
And I got with him for a few months. I won nationals. He won a couple fights, and everything worked out how it should have.
Yeah, for those that don't know, he's talking about Nico Price, the UFC fighter he's fighting on, I think, the next card actually, UFC 301 or 302. And Nico, man, he's a good dude, man. I remember I met Nico through Louis Robinson.
Yep.
And Nico's a good guy, man. Really, really down earth. I actually, Louis took me to his house over in Cape Coral.
Yep.
And I met his family. Super, super nice guy. I always root for him.
Sure.
All right. So after, so let me go back before the shooting. Did you wrestle in high school in Georgia?
No, I'm born and raised in Florida, Fort Myers.
Okay. Where'd you go to high school in Florida?
Lehigh Senior High School. 0 Western history until I walked through the doors.
So let me ask you. So, you'd mentioned you had this, like, I'm getting my degree. I don't care. Nothing's going to stop me. What do you attribute that never quit mindset? Did wrestling teach you that? Did something else in life teach you that? Where did that come from? Because that's a great characteristic to have.
I think I inherited like being headstrong and stubborn from my parents. Both of them are that way, and they don't care. And I'm the same way. I remember when I was younger, my mom would tell me every day, "You're intelligent. You can accomplish whatever you want to accomplish." I was a gifted student. I was supposed to skip a grade, passed all the tests, but they said I had behavior issues. So I wasn't able to. But I always knew I was blessed. I knew I was driven, motivated. But a lot of that mindset came from just understanding that if you don't have an education, if you don't have a piece of paper that says I'm qualified, it's your word against mine. So
Right.
I had transferred before I went to Florida Golf Course. I had transferred 2 times already. And I had enough credits at all of the schools that I was at for an associate. I had never applied for it. And when I got my degree at Florida Gulf Coast, I had enough credits for 2 degrees. Yeah, because I transferred so many schools, so many classes, and I was just at my wit's end. And I said, I'm not leaving this campus until I have a piece of paper in my hand where I can go anywhere I want and be employed. So wrestling, life, my parents just taught me, hey, either you're going to accomplish something or you're going to have nothing. You started with nothing, if you're going to accomplish something, you're going to end with nothing. So, hey, every day you should try to take a step forward. And if you don't, you want to wake up upset and mad, you're in the same place you were yesterday. So get up and take a step.
Right. Yeah, you got to go out and get what's yours, man. You earned it. Go get it, man.
Right.
I love it, man. I think that's good stuff. So at Florida Gulf Coast, you won a national title?
Yes, sir. 2019 through 2020, it was that season.
That's the NCWA or NWCA? I always get it confused.
NCWA.
NCWA. The other one is NWCA, which is the Coaches Association.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you win an NCWA collegiate national title. Where was nationals held that year?
Texas. I think you must either Dallas, Texas, or Austin, Texas. One or the other.
Okay, so it was in the state of Texas that year. And like, how do they do it in the NCAA? How does one qualify for that tournament?
It's the same. You got conferences. Everyone who wins top 3 in the conference goes to nationals. And they battle it out from there.
Okay, and how big are the brackets? Are they like 16, 32?
I know for a fact I had a full bracket.
Yeah.
Some of the people I had to wrestle when I was Division 2. Just because of the location, a lot of the schools who are more qualified than, typical NCAA, they're going to be getting NAIA D2, D3 competition.
Yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure I had 16 in my bracket, though.
Okay. I always tell people, I don't care what level it is, whether it's JUCO, NCAA, NAIA, 1, 2, or 3. I don't care what level. if you're wrestling in college, you're a stud, dude.
Wrestling
You're a
is
stud.
wrestling, and I can
Period.
attest to it. I was wrestling as a club wrestler, beating D1 kids, beating NAIA
Right.
kids, beating D2 kids. When I was a
Yep.
D2 kid, I was beating all these kids. When I was a JUCO kid, I wasn't even a JUCO kid. I went to the school because I knew Coach Kelly. Kelly said, "I'll help you with recruiting." I was just a regular kid on campus.
Yeah.
Who's training, getting help with recruiting, going to US Open, going to Open tournament. So I've literally been at almost every single level, beating every single level. Sometimes not even a college student. So you can't even say, "Oh, this division is good and this is not." Like I work with so many people. Even
Yeah.
I watched Ryan Deal, from 2012 to 2015. Ryan Deal and Joey, not Joey Blaze, it was Joey something, but they were number one and number two for like a weight class 130, 140. And I watched Ryan Deal, was supposed to be a D1 true freshman, terrible grades. I seen this guy wrestling NCWA for Liberty University, who used to be Division One. A couple years later, he ends up at Liberty University, wrecking everybody. And this guy goes to nationals, wins nationals, NCWA. The very next year, he's wrestling D1 on Maryland's lineup. Jordan Spieler, world medalist, Olympian, the Olympic qualifier, with wrestling club, beat everybody. So
Exactly.
and I see it year after year. And a lot of people, they'll trash NCWA wrestling, but it's like, how can you trash winners? And these are the same winners that are going to open tournaments all year round, winning. So it's like, how can you trash it?
Listen, if you're anybody involved in wrestling that's trashing any level of wrestling, they're not really, they're not for the sport. I would never ever, like I just said, I always tell people at any level, you're wrestling in college, you're a stud, man. I don't care what level it is. And another example, you got these guys that go D1, they're, multiple time state champs. Perfect example, Brevin Balmaceda, South Dade, 4-time state champ, goes to Oklahoma State. For whatever reason, doesn't work out.
Ends up at Life.
Goes over to Life, 2-time national champ.
I called it about 2 years before we even got there. I knew he was going to Life. I knew it. And I said, he'll probably end up at Life. 2 years later,
it's that South Dade connection. Omi went to South Dade, wrestled for.
Like if you're from Florida and you go D1, or you go anywhere and you're looking to transfer, automatically it's Life University. Always.
I would. Why not? They're great, man.
Number one.
That's it. Basically, you could put them in the D1s right now. They're a D1 team.
They are.
They really are.
Almost all of their coaches are. They go to these open. They're dueling D1 teams and winning. Like you can't take anything from them.
Yep, for sure. And a lot of their lineup is D1 guys that were former D1 guys. Exactly.
Yes, sir.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Anyways, now when did you know that, all right, I'm going to wrestle at a high level? Like, when did you peak? Did that happen in high school or did that happen after high school at some point?
So I started realizing my potential my senior year of high school. And I started realizing that all of these kids that I'm beating are number one, number two in the state. They've been wrestling since they were 4 or 5 years old, and I've barely been wrestling for 2 years. So I'm just like, if I'm top in the county, top in the region, very competitive in the state. My stats are better than all these D1 kids. I have D1 offers for football, full D2 rides, but I said, how far could I really go if I've been wrestling for less than 2 years and all of these kids have been wrestling their whole life? Like, how far could you really go? So I took a chance on wrestling, and I still didn't realize my potential until I remember one day my coach was talking to another coach at a local high school, and I was practicing, and he introduced me to one of the coach at Braxton Amos used to go to the high school, Parkersburg South. And Parkersburg South, and he was, the coach they were talking, and I overheard him. He saying, "Yeah, Jabari is the only person who thinks he could be a national champion." But I'm like a freshman, and I have all the other older teammates, and I practiced as such to be a national
Mm-hmm.
champion. No one else did. And then after my about halfway through my first year of wrestling, me and my teammate, his name is Nicholas Vladisashvili. He's from Republic of Georgia, who is
Georgia, yeah.
former Russia. You know, they got the
Mm-hmm.
war separated. And he's doing these moves, and he does a throw, puts me right on my back, and it hurt bad. And I just remember getting up and I asked him, like, how do you know that move? And he says, my coach taught it to me. And I said, I'm like, what coach? He's like, my coach at home. He says, yeah, he taught it to me. And I said, well, I watched this video of this Russian guy doing all these moves on the video. And this is 2011, 2012. He says, yeah, that's my coach. And I said, that's not your coach. I said, this guy was at Ohio State doing a wrestling video. He says, yeah, that's my coach. And I said, that is not your coach.
Who was it?
Well, so, and then he goes on to say, was he at Ohio State? And I said, yeah. He said, was he wearing a white shirt, black pants? And there was another guy with him. They were both Russian. I said, yeah. And he says, was he doing this? Was he doing that? And I was like, yeah. He's like, that's my coach. And I said, wow. And I said, so I was watching the video that you were being coached by the time. He says, yeah. And I said, okay. And I said, okay, well, I just talked to Tom Ryan. He told me that by All-American my first year at E2, I had a scholarship. But I missed nationals by one match. The guy that I lost to ended up getting third in national. He knocked me out of the tournament. Lost him by one. So I called Tom Ryan. Tom Ryan tells me, who cares if you're an All-American? Come train. We got a regional training center. So I tell my friend Nick, hey, can I go train at Ohio State and then stay with you? And he's like, yeah, but I'm going to be coaching and stuff. Didn't even know that I was going to meet his coach until the day that I got there. School ended, drove down to Ohio, introduced me to his coach, Miran Karchalava. Now, Miran Karchalava is current Ohio State wrestler All-American, 3-time All-American. His dad, Carson Karchala. Miran Karchalava.
Oh, my God.
Miran Karchalava is responsible for Townsend Saunders. He won national world champion like 3 or 4 times. His wife, Tricia Saunders, won about 5 times. Lincoln McRavy won a few times.
Iowa.
Dave Schultz, Dave Schultz in the U.S. Open, and then trained him to win worlds. He tech Kenny Monday, tech Kevin Jackson.
Crazy.
What else did he work with? So we're going back to younger guys. Taylor Bermani. Taylor Bermani is a 4-time All-American for Pitt. Caleb Romero, 4-time All-American for Ohio State. He's worked with Braxton Amos. They were one of the only people to make an Olympic team, a world team for freestyle and Greco. The list goes on. There are kids who are there now, who were in elementary when I was in school, when I was coaching there, who are all D1 All-Americans now. Like that little wave of like 6, 7-year-olds, they're all freshmen going in freshman college now, all D1 kids. Tyler Graff was training with us at that time. Nick Lee was training with us. I know him first. I talk to him all the time. Nick Lee was in high school and I was in college. So I was able to tell him, okay, put your hand here, put your hand there. But he was way better than me. So I'm just like, I'm not worried to coach you. All of those kids, 6-year-olds, I watched Tyler Graff get yelled and cursed out for doing the fighting and then proceeded to get coached by a 6-year-old. Like, I watched that. So that's
incredible.
That was the peak. And Miran told me as soon as I met him, you can't afford me. I don't let anybody train here. I got world champions trying to train. I don't let anybody train here. You need to be a good person. You got to be able to afford me. And he says, your best friend with my coach. I know you're a good person, but hey, I don't know you. So you can sit right there on that chair and you can watch our practice. And I sat right there and I watched for about 2 weeks straight. So Monday through Friday, I would go to Ohio State at about 12 o'clock. Every evening, I would go to Miran's practice. So I would watch Miran's practice. I would go back to Ohio State and I would hit those same moves that I just watched. And I took down, what's his name? Rolled his ankle like a 4-time All-American for Ohio State, long nose, won nationals with a broken ankle. Very lightweight.
What year?
141. It had to be. I graduated 2012. He probably.
Oh, yeah.
Skinny white guy, 141. He's a coach.
Yeah. It starts with a J.
Jay
Jaggers.
Hit Jay Jaggers with a. I don't even know what you call it. It's a variation of a cutback. He would sweep to the right side. He whizzed down. When he whizzed, his hand was hanging in my armpit. Grab the armpit, go sweep, cut back to the far side, put him right on his back. Put him right on his
Holy
back.
shit.
I was wrestling Nate Tabanello. He was Kyle Snyder before Kyle Snyder. I used to beat him every day. Nick Davis used to beat him too. Bo Jordan used to wreck me. I secretly hated wrestling Bo Jordan, but Tom Ryan knew that I was one of the only people in there that could give Bo what he needed. So every day he would go and find him. Jabari, I need you to be Bo's second match. Jabari, I need you to be Bo's last match. And he would come to me every day and make me wrestle Bo. And I got beat down every day. At those last 2-3 weeks of practice, right before the U.S. Open, I'd be Bo in a freestyle match. And you cannot listen. I told a teammate that in college, and he went on Twitter and tagged Bo Jordan and said, "Oh, I heard he beat you." And I said, "Yeah, I did." Like, why would I lie about anything like that? You know what I'm saying? Mark Martin, never got to wrestle him. Hey, I'm still cool with him. I know he was getting over a knee injury. Said he didn't want, not Mark Martin, Kenny Quartz said he was
Of course,
injured.
yeah.
Never wrestled me the entire summer. But then after he would say, "Well, I'm injured," I would see him wrestling someone else. And Kenny's cool. I hung out with him multiple times. Mark Martin, I never got to hang out with him. At the end of the summer, Kyle introduced himself to me, and I'm just like, "Dude, we know who you are. You just won Worlds. Like, you don't have to tell me who you are." So I was training with J.D. Bergman, Keith Gavin, Matt Brown, the immortal Matt Brown, MMA fighter. Ben Askren came in the room a couple times, but that was where I had my peak. Moran gave me the technique. Ohio State gave me the cardio in the hand fight. When you put everything together, you are 100% of the rest. So,
Bro, those stories that you just told, those experiences you had, you do realize like most people will never
Ever.
experience that.
Ever.
Dude, the names that you just
The best
came
wrestlers
out
in the
with.
world.
Exactly. Wow.
And
I didn't know that.
yeah,
That's crazy.
and I tell people all the time, the only reason why I went up to weight, so I wrestled 160 in high school for 2 years, and then I wrestled 165 freshman year of college. Well, Ron sees me that summer, and I was pumping weight all summer. Creatine, protein, casein to slow down metabolism. Now I went from 165 to 190 solid in like a month and a half, 2 months. Ron sees me for the first time, and he says, "What weight do you?" Well, once we start wrestling, he says, "What weight do you wrestle?" And I said, "Well, I wrestle 165, but I'm going up to 74 next year." And he says, "Look at you! I wrestle with Kenny Monday. I wrestle Kevin Jackson, big strong man." And he says, "You're faster than them. You're stronger. Why are you losing weight? You hurt your body when you lose weight." I went up to 184. I went from 165 to 184, and I never cut weight again. The most I would have to lose dieting was 10 to 12 pounds, and I felt great. Moran told me that him and his teammates in that era used to cut about 10 pounds to feel light and good, and they would still jump up 2 weight classes to have better competition. So when he told me that, I took everything he told me to heart. He says, "I'm stronger, I'm faster, I'm more athletic." I said, "You're someone who knows what he's talking about." I went up to 184, still faster, still stronger, still more athletic, still more explosive than everybody. Why? Because nutrition first. If you feel well, you will wrestle well.
Yeah.
Feel good, you're gonna wrestle great.
Yeah, it's so true, man. I'm not a fan of weight cutting at all. I mean, obviously I did it. It's a part of the sport. My kids did it. But I tell you what,
I say 12
my
pounds
youngest
max. 12 pounds max, and you gotta start at least 2-3 months early.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not cutting, dieting.
Yeah, we never did it the right way. I mean, there's proper ways to cut weight.
It takes generations.
We never did that shit. Yeah, we would do fucking 10 pounds in a day, man, overnight. Crazy. So, my kids all cut weight. I didn't like it.
I did too, and I had to learn the hard way. And but one thing about me though, I was coming from football, and I told myself immediately, I will never do a sport that torments me, that does not let me eat. So I would eat as much as I wanted to. I would just go run after. That's it. Where I would watch what I was eating, but I remember I
Yeah.
would eat lunch in the cafeteria, immediately go to the weight room, check my weight. I would, as soon as I got home, I would hurry up and eat dinner, take a shower, weigh myself. Or if I ate and I didn't know what my weight was, I'm eating, I'm going on a light job. I never missed weight a day of my life. I never missed weight.
Yeah.
I never missed weight a day of my life. We were in Barbados. They run on a different timing over there. And it was the second or third time putting on a tournament. No scales in sight on the whole island. No scales on the whole island. There was one scale at the venue. We have no rides, no nothing. I get there about 3 days early. I'm asking everybody a part of the organization, the Barbados Federation, get me a scale. Get me a scale. The scale's at the event. Take me to the event. Well, the scale's not there. I think this person has a scale. Refs. Take me to the ref's house where he's staying. No scale. I'm asking them. Finally, we get to the event, step on the scale. I am 2 kilograms over, 5 pounds in the sand. And we have less than an hour until weigh-ins. And I said, are you kidding me? I've been asking you guys for a scale for how many days? And now you're telling me that if I don't make weight, I have to go up to the heavyweight bracket, the 90 plus. Whose fault is this?
Yeah.
You know, and at the end
So
of the day,
you went up?
No, I ran miles and miles in the sand.
So
I made
you
weight.
made the
I
weight.
made weight. And as I'm standing in line to make weight, then they finally come to me. Do you need a scale? Hey, here's the scale.
Oh.
And I just look at them and I don't say anything. I just stare into their soul. And I'm just like dripping sweat and winter clothes on the beach.
That's crazy,
Yeah.
dude.
So I don't believe in cutting weight. But hey, I'll take accountability. I feel like if you always take accountability, no matter what goes wrong in your life, you can fix it. But if you say it's not my fault, it's not my fault, it ain't your fault, so you can't fix it. So it'll never be your fault.
Right,
So,
right. No, that's a good point.
accountability,
The
yeah.
word you used, torment, is a perfect word because that's what weight cutting does to you. It really does. It basically it sucks the fun out of it.
Yeah.
It really does.
That's right.
And my son Bryce, my youngest one, he always says my senior year was the most fun year for me. I go, why? Because you won a state title? He goes, no. It's because it's the 1 year I didn't cut any fucking weight at all.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it.
That
I
makes
was
a difference,
happy.
man. You have to be happy. You have to enjoy
Big
it.
time. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's crazy. So all right, so we got past all that. Let's jump into Irons Elite, man. So you got a good thing going over there, man. Where is it, in Cape Coral or
Cape Coral.
Cape Coral?
Officially on paper, we're about 3.5. We're on our 4th season. Been doing it for about 2 years, 1.5 years before that. But officially, with an LLC, we're 4 years strong. Finally getting to where we're going. All of my boys are only allowed to do Greco. The Olympics. We ended our folkstyle season early. The folkstyle AAU USA circuit is so screwed up. I feel like it's pretty much a money grab. Because if we're at Florida, if we're really training to be better as a state, I feel like the Olympic styles should be the most important. And then, if we are focused on folk style, everyone should agree on one postseason series that's going to determine who's who and what's important. Look, we got 5 preseason tournaments, 5 postseason tournaments. There is no reason. I value adding Florida. AAU circuit, I don't value it whatsoever because who is AAU? Who is AAU?
Yeah.
Like what do? They don't represent anything. Cool, you're in the AAU state championship. What does that mean? Nothing.
Yeah.
Ion Florida is probably 2 times as tough as the AAU championship. Why?
I agree.
AAU is still running after the high school state tournament. After the high school state tournament, all those kids are going freestyle and Greco. We do Greco year round. So you think we want to wait for a tournament that's cutting into our Olympic style training? No.
Right.
Our goal is to make Team Florida. When you make Team Florida, you get a chance at making Team America, Fargo. You make Team Fargo, you are on the world team. If I can do it, at my style on the senior level, why can I teach kids to do it? So I feel
Yeah.
like we ended our whole style season like 2-3 months early. Because who cares about a whole style championship? You win that Fargo team, then you'll be nationally known. Nobody
Right.
in Florida, in Fort Myers, Cape Coral is going to care about, I'm an AAU national state champion. In the state,
Right.
who cares about a state? We want to be world known. We want
Right.
world accolades. So, hey, I say aim higher. You want to be a
Yeah.
state champion? Definitely aim higher.
Yep.
Want to be a national champion. Want to be a national champion? Shoot higher. World champion.
What ages do your kids range from? What age to what age?
5 and up. We still have college kids that come back and train religiously.
Nice.
In June, we are starting the 3 and 4-year-old program, strictly
Oh my
gymnastics.
God.
Strictly
Oh,
gymnastics. Yep, that's it.
okay.
Gymnastics and games. And I'll probably
Yeah.
try to strictly stretch that out until age 6. So we're starting out 3 and 4-year-olds to get them involved, to train them to move like wrestlers, and to control their bodies before they even become wrestlers.
Yeah.
I would like to prolong that process because youth wrestling is about development. No college coach is looking for an 8U All-American.
No.
They're not.
Nope.
They're
Nope.
not, sadly. But so, and I have kids who haven't even competed in 2 years. To compete for me, 1 year minimum. And the only round where you compete before 1 year is if you show you can beat all my other kids who aren't competing, winning, that have been training
Yeah.
for years. So, like,
Yeah.
we're heavily about development, not about accolades or a medal. You probably lose those medals on the way home anyway.
Right. I don't have one medal that I won when I was a kid. My kids don't have one medal that they won as a
Really, I
kid.
have all of mine from high school, but hey.
Nope. None. They call them dust collectors, man.
They
I mean,
are.
they got their like for example. So this one right here was from Bryce. He's not. This is like a Heisman Trophy.
Mm.
You know, he got that. He won Dixie Nationals. That was kind of cool. But
That
other than that, all the little local
Yeah,
shit.
no,
I don't. He probably doesn't know where that
we get
shit
lost
is.
in translation. You're moving.
It,
Yeah,
yeah,
boxes go
that's
missing.
exactly what happened. What you said about the 3 and 4-year-olds gymnastics only, there you got something there because I was listening to a podcast and it was a Russian wrestler and I forgot who it was, but he was a world class guy, and he said over there that's how they start, man, just
in
strictly.
every country except America.
Yeah, you're right. It's Russian, and also I listened to a podcast with Franklin Gomez, who was a state champ at Brandon, and then was a national champ
He's
at
a
Michigan
Puerto Rican
State.
freestyler.
He's from Puerto Rico, and he said that that's how they train. It was just gymnastics and tumbling,
Everywhere,
and, all that
everywhere
shit.
around the world. And I would even go to say that I'm in connection. I have a few coaches who I call my mentors. Only one of them actually knows he's my mentor. The other one I just look up to him, and he's an older guy. But his system, he has a program in America. I won't say what state, but his kids have to go 100% Olympic style by 16. If they don't go to school by 16, I'm not sure if they're cut from his program, but he believes that there is a threshold that you will time out physically in your ability if you do not specialize in your Olympic styles by age 16. There's a reason why Japan's women's team are all below the age 22, and they're all 2, 3, 4-time world medalists.
Oh, they're
they've been
fantastic.
specializing and only doing that style since they have been 12 and 14 years old. So by the time they're 18, they're already in a world Olympic champion. Look at Kyle Snyder. Kyle was the youngest to do it before Henry Cejudo. Kyle won at 17. Henry won at 18. Kyle was a world champion at 17. Like, who else is doing that?
Right. And I think Henry won his Olympic gold at what, 21?
And the only person who I saw firsthand who was specializing in high school was Aaron Pico. And Aaron Pico quit all wrestling at a sophomore in high school, 16 years old, started training with Valentin. Valentin, he's a Russian, Ukrainian. And,
I know who you're talking about.
Valentin trained him. And Valentin also trained Helen Morales. He trains Frank Chamizo. He trains even the
Yeah.
guy who had a 1 point match with Jordan, not a 1 point, but that match with Jordan Burroughs. But he trains them all, and he makes them specialize because you will time
Mm-hmm.
out. Your body starts deteriorating. Your mind doesn't get that much better. So you have to. So that's the ultimate goal for my students. I have about 4 homeschool kids who they're in middle school, been wrestling for 3 months, feeding some of my high schoolers. All these kids been doing is Greco. They started with Greco for 3 months. They're neck and neck with my high school seniors who are going into college this year.
That's nuts, man. It's so crazy how we're the only country that does folk style.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And you see that our best guys, our very best, top of the
Greco.
cream. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they all do the international styles. It's listen. How can you argue with
Even
that?
odds danger. I heard a few years ago. He said like his first 2 years of wrestling, he didn't even know what folkstyle was. They started freestyle.
Yeah.
When I heard
Mm-hmm.
that, I was soon opening up my club and all of my kids because it started freestyle. Why? It is because once I committed to teaching them freestyle, like day one, I realized that when we started teaching folkstyle, it's hard to teach a kid balance and body control. It's
Yeah.
like when you're taking somebody down, both people are falling. So the kid
Mm-hmm.
who's taking them down doesn't want to fall with the kid, and the kid who's
Right.
going down doesn't want to fall. So if you got your hands locked, you got a sandbag dragging you down. And how are you going to tell a kid, stay on top, don't roll? But they got a sandbag in their hand. Who's not going to fall in a roll? It's natural.
Right.
So if you teach
Mm-hmm.
a kid to tackle someone and just to roll over, that's a double in the gut wrench. Now, how hard
Mm-hmm.
is it to teach some kid to run full speed, double leg, and just stay on top and don't roll and just be like a boulder? Almost physically impossible. It's going to take 4 to 6 months to teach that kid body control and stay on top. So
Yeah.
naturally, freestyle is the natural progression.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. Now at Irons Elite, is it just you, or do you have help coaching?
We have quite a few volunteers. We have about 2 committed, consistent coaches. Okay, so I'll start with Coach Brandon Gaycad. We have a
Oh,
coach.
he was good.
We have
He was a lightweight guy. I remember watching him. Ida Baker, if I'm not mistaken.
4-time finalist.
His sister was tough too.
Yep, Karina. Yep. So
Yep.
Brandon's been with us for about 2-3 months now.
Nice.
After high school, had a ton of experience coaching a lot of Fargo All-Americans in Minnesota. He's officially a part of the team. We practice 3 days a week. He comes about 2 times a week.
Love it.
Coach Orlando Torres, he's current head coach at EC County High School. He's in there every Sunday working Greco. Chase Singletary. Yeah, Chase moved to Fort Myers. He's been our wing in and out. His family has a whole, I think, remodeling or cement they do. So he's constantly traveling, but when he can make it, he's in. He gave me his word he'll do what's best for the community. So between us 3, the 4 of us coaches, we have an unbeatable.
Yeah. So if a kid wants to get involved and become a part of Irons Elite, how do they do it? What's the process? Where do they find you? How do they become a part of the team?
Yes, sir. So we did the interviews, man. A year ago when I was at my lowest in life, my program was at its lowest. I had 4 kids. I purposefully was coaching them harder than ever. I mean, probably some life circumstances, but I wanted to see, hey, who really wants to be here? And we only got 4 kids anyway. There's no need for me to baby 4 kids. If you're gonna leave,
Right.
leave. So I'm just like, you guys are here. You've been here for 2 years. Let's learn some wrestling. I added a hand fighting class. Man, beat those kids to the ground. They were hand fighting like grown men. And from that time forward, we started an interview process because kids think they want to wrestle, especially if they've never wrestled. And I only want kids that want to be the best or kids that want to become great. I don't want participants. I want kids to realize their potential and they want to be great, whether they wrestle or not. If everybody has to go to school. If you're a kid who works your hardest in class, I want you. I don't want a kid that needs help building confidence. Can I do that for them? Yes. But it's easier to teach a kid to be humble than it is to teach a kid to believe in themselves. So when they come to me and they say, "Hey, we saw you on the internet, a friend told me," I say, "All right, come in between this time and this time." And I just talk to them. How'd you hear about the program? What interests you? What do you think we can do for you? And when they tell me what they're looking for, I say, well, this is what we can provide. But I will say, you're asking me for discounts, but are you worthy of a discount? You deserve a discount. If you commit to the program, monthly membership, yeah, all monthly memberships are discounted. Without that discount, you're just spending your money because if you can't commit, you're going to spend your money. If you can't commit to a woman, you're going to spend your money dating her. For how long?
Yeah.
It's for another guy to come in and steal the prize. So commit.
You got that right.
You don't give the reward unless you commit. So we do have an interview process. I tell them what I expect. I tell them what they can expect out of me, and then we go from there.
And what do they pay monthly?
This is the last week to be locked in under $125 per month. This is the last week to do that. We practice 12 times a month. That is about $8.80 per practice.
Oh,
we are the most undervalued club probably in America.
I was going to tell you, you're definitely undercharging.
I know, but I just gave them some time to realize that because we've been at capacity for the last 4 months.
Yeah.
And if I got no space and there's people running in the doors, what else has to happen? Price has to go up. That's supply and demand.
Right. Absolutely. Hey, listen, you want to do good, you want to do right, you want to get these kids to where they need to be, but business is business.
Yep, and we got four girls in now, 4 girls, one youth girl, officially launched our IW Girls program. So, hey, and honestly, the girls, they're the ones that should excel. Girls wrestling is brand new. Once these girls realize that, hey, I need freestyle. There's only college wrestling and freestyle wrestling in college. Once they commit, I'll have them making their age level world team before they even leave high school. They don't have to worry about full ride. Full ride scholarships for girls, you just pretty much gotta be a participant. And have a coach who knows someone, and you can get a scholarship. It's not hard. But if they want to be great in the winter, I'll have them winning before they even leave high school.
Yeah. Well, you're going to have to because the FHSAA is doing the girls such a freaking injustice by having them wrestle folk style at the Florida State Championships. Can you imagine if, so college for girls is strictly freestyle.
Except NCAA.
Why the hell?
But then most of the girls go from NCAA into real college. They use it as a stepping stone to get a college scholarship, and they still wrestle freestyle. So it's kind of pointless, but hey, folkstyle does teach fundamentals to a certain extent. Man, if I can see anything change, it's out of the shot rule. That's it.
Yeah. That'll never happen.
Probably not.
Makes too much sense.
Yeah.
Makes too much sense, man. So what's the ultimate goal for Irons Elite? What's the big picture? What do you want to happen?
So we're currently living in our purpose. As a college student, I told myself I'm tired of running away from my home state, my hometown, because there are no coaches or wrestlers who can give me what I need. High-level wrestling, high knowledge. So I fled, and I never came home. I never came home until I had to. So I had that least grade that said, now we can come home. And I did that because we had no high-level wrestling. So I said, and like I said, if you take accountability for something, you can fix the problem. If I kept saying, it's not my fault there's not high-level wrestling, well, it would never be my fault to fix. So I said, it's my fault that there's no high-level wrestling. I'm a high-level wrestler from Fort Myers. I'm going to go back to Lee County and open up a training facility specifically for high-level wrestlers. Because after me, I would come home and work with the Riveras, Justin and Chris Rivera.
At Campbell.
And they were the first people hiring me for private lessons. And because I was going to Fort Myers High School, just working with the kids for free. And their parents said, hey, can you come wrestle? Can you come work with them? In their garage. I showed them one or two Greco moves. They go to Southeast Regional, take the same moves in the buzzer beater. One of them takes third, and to go to barbell. That's 2012. And
Yeah.
because of them, my problem and their problem, they didn't have high level coaches. So now they're asking a kid who really knows nothing. He's just a college freshman who was around a couple of good wrestlers. They didn't know what I knew or who I knew.
Right.
And they just trusted me. And because I know that I had a problem, they had a problem, there has to be hundreds and thousands of other people having the same problem. And
Oh,
that's
yeah.
when you create necessity breeds invention. And that's where the idea came from. So, hey, take accountability. It's my fault. I'll fix it.
Yep. Where now are you in like a storefront, a strip mall? Do you have a standalone building? Where is Irons
So
Elite?
I'm
Where do you train
living
at?
right now. Well, it's in a strip mall. It's called the Del Prado Mall in Cape Coral, Florida. Suite number 130. You can find us on Google. Isley Wrestling Club. If you just Google that name, it'll bring you directly to my website where we're located in Cape Coral. Literally like 2 minutes from the Fort Myers Bridge, so you can get to anything from Cape Coral. You're 15 minutes from Fort Myers, you're 30 minutes from Northport, Sarasota as well. An hour 15. So like we're near almost every. Bonitas, 45 minutes.
Do you have a target age group that you would like coming in, or you'll work with all ages? Doesn't
I
matter.
work with all ages, but I prefer youth kids.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I only have about 4 years max with a high schooler, so they're timed out before I can teach them everything that they need.
Yeah.
I can teach them the necessities,
Right.
and that's enough time. But I love the youth kids because they know
Yeah.
nothing. They're sponges. They will listen to what I say. They will
Oh,
hear
yeah.
me, and they have fun. So I can make practice fun, zero pressure, and they're learning just being kids. And my little kids are so good, they can teach my high school class. Guaranteed.
I love
Like,
it.
I get frustrated with my high schoolers. So I literally tell them, did you see those little kids walking out this door as you were walking in? None of them had a problem doing this move. And I explained it to you just how I explained it to them. Now you tell me who has an issue learning.
Right.
A 6-year-old who doesn't wrestle, never seen this move, why are you making it so complicated?
Exactly.
Exactly.
That's so funny, man.
Yeah, man. But different levels. I have to adjust.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Yep.
it's going
Now
great,
I
man.
see you got a clinic going on somewhere coming up, right?
Everywhere.
What do you got going on?
So I was supposed to have one with Lake Nona. I'm working on
Oh,
that.
that's the one I saw. That's the one I
we
saw.
ended
Is that
up-
still on or?
So we ended up double booking. So I had one with Daisy Santos. I had one with Eric Scribbins. Daisy, it was my fault. I didn't confirm in my calendar that me and Daisy had finalized it, and then Eric Scribbins we finalized it. So when I checked back on my schedule about a month ahead of time, still lots of timing. Daisy called it before I did, and Daisy said, "Hey, I see Eric Scribbins posted his clinic. They posted it the same day." And so I said, I'll handle it, Daisy. No worries. I called Eric Scribbins. I said, hey, I realized I spoke with Daisy. I double booked it. Let's figure out how we can make this happen. Either, I gave them both all the options. I said, either. I said, you gave me a deposit, right? That was $300, 1/4. That went to booking, solidifying that date. I said the first option is we take all of your students, and you're not too far from Daisy Santos, so all of you come over. We pay the entries, that first $300. Everyone else gets a $10, $15 discount, and then from there we just finish the agreement on my booking. And I said we could look for you another date. That's solution 2, or I'll just give you a refund. Because I mean, who cares? Like it's $300. Who cares? Like I have a day job. Yeah, I feel like I have a day job and multiple side hustles. So like I just want to teach the rest of them. So I gave them 3 options, and then I told Daisy the same thing. As we're working it out, Daisy says her facility. I guess they just moved into a new facility.
Phoenix Wrestling you're talking about? Yeah, they did.
So they moved into a new facility. She said that they're redoing the showers on that day. And I said, that's fine. But the next day they were having another practice, and I said, that's fine. So we just kind of exited out and said, we'll circle back around. But then Eric Scribbins, I don't even heard from him. Hit him, and I'm blowing his phone up. You can cut this out if you want, but you don't have it.
Oh, that's up to you, bro. You let me know what you want cut out.
Listen,
We'll edit
honestly,
it out.
honestly, it really don't matter. You can put it out and you this right now because it doesn't matter. I would never my word, right? I tell everybody, if it's my fault, I take accountability. I will make it right. You spend your money, I double book. I said we got 3 options. You're invited to this clinic. Everything's white clean. All of your kids are in. Cool. Or we find you another day. That's cool. Or I'll just refund you the money. And I hit them up every day. Follow-ups. You have to get great at follow-ups. It's an art.
Of course.
Every 2 or 3 days, I'm hitting them up, calling, texting. Nothing. Then I finally say, I'm going to deposit you. I'm going to refund your money, and I will hear from you in about 48 hours. Heard from him. Says, oh, let me talk to my team. I already canceled it. And I say, I didn't say, why would you cancel it? But I'm just like, I gave you 3 possible
You're
solutions.
thinking, why would you cancel it?
Yeah, no, I'm like, why would you cancel it? I gave you 3 possible solutions, and I didn't hear feedback on any of them, but now it's canceled. So I said, now we only got 2 options. Open another date, or I refund them that. Still in process. So more than likely, I'll probably just have to refund the money, which is fine. Because every year there's going to be an awesome. Every year.
Yeah.
Every year there's another opportunity.
Yeah. Well, Scrivens was at St. Cloud, but where's he at now?
Lake Nona. So
he's the head coach at Lake Nona, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
recently,
I have Mayhem coming up. June.
And where's that?
May 5th, and I think it's Tampa area as well. Willie Murphy coaches that. Then I have in Jacksonville, Black Club. Daniel Hines in Jacksonville.
Black Hive.
Yep, Black Hive.
Yeah. He's a good dude, man.
He is amazing.
I like him.
I'm talking to Coach Kane. We're going to finalize dates. He's looking at that May, June 5th, but Willie already got it. But Willie told me they're friends and they'll probably come down. So I'll be over there. I got some out-of-state stuff. But every single weekend from March 30th until the end of summer, the only clinic, camp, competing, traveling, something wrestling about every weekend. So, and I keep saying, if you want to get your schedules, all the money they're taking has to be a weekday. Tuesday, Thursday, Wednesday. There's availability for anybody that wants it.
That's awesome. So if somebody wants to get you to come work a clinic or a camp, just message you?
Yep, message Irons League Wrestling under a page profile, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Irons League 2020 at gmail.com. You can just Google Irons League Wrestling and all that information will come up. I'm very easy to book. I'm extremely organized. I do my best. I got calendars everywhere. In every place that I can ever sit my foot, there's a calendar there with everything. Perfect. So phones, laptops, multiple notebooks, journals. So yeah, I'm available. We make it happen. Your kids will get better.
Absolutely. I know that for a fact because I seen this man in action when my son had him at Florida Pride when he was running that. You definitely get your money's worth with Jabari Irons and Irons Elite. Jabari, thank you so much for coming on. I'm going to let you go.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Anything you ever need, just hit me up. I'm on the Florida Wrestle Room all the time. That's it, man. We'll definitely hook up at some point. I'll see you somewhere.
Yes, sir.
And we'll grab something to eat or something, and we'll talk some wrestling again.
Yes, sir. I'll be around.
All right, my brother. Have a great night, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yes, sir. God bless.
All right, you take care. All right, bye-bye.
Hey guys, Ricky Cheese here. Thanks for listening to the show. Remember, you can watch Grinding for Greatness on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or the GFG YouTube channel. Please subscribe, like, and leave a comment on your favorite episode and who you'd like to see next on the show. I'll see y'all soon on the next episode of Grinding for Greatness.